welcome to Scottish Watches Live, which if this is even vaguely working, you should be seeing some beautiful faces on your screen right now. This is the first week that Ricky has let me loose on the big channel, so I've got to be on my best behaviour, and so is everybody else.
Me and Dave are watching closely.
Yes, I'm being examined here. There will be a test later on. So you will see some beautiful people when I stop sharing the screen, and they can all say a quick hello. So there we go. According to my screen, give everybody a wave. According to my screen, top of the list. Problem is I'm 15 seconds behind, so it hasn't actually shown me who's top of the screen yet, because how you're ordered in Zoom is different. Yep, there we go. Top of the screen, according to this, is Sean. So say who you are, where you are, and what you're wearing in the wrist.
Hi guys, I'm Sean. I'm from the DC area, and today I'm wearing my Omega Planet Ocean.
Very good, very good. Gigi, what you wearing?
Hi, Gigi from Milan. Time to talk watches on Instagram, and today I'm wearing a new watch I got in. It's my Arcado in bronze, and I'm getting a green wrist already.
Oh, is that right? It's yeah, sweaty minging over there already.
Yeah.
Perspiring. Then next up, I believe, is Landon from
everybody.
Horage, one of our special guests.
Yeah, I'm Landon. I'm with Horage, and today I am wearing our Tourbillon 1.
Ooh.
2B.
100% working Tourbillon 1.
This one is working. Yes, it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not that I doubt you. It's not that I doubt you that they don't work. I'm just checking. So, it's sensible. And then another special guest this week, we have Sam, who you will know as Sam and our watch box. What are you wearing, Sam?
Hey, I'm over here in Colorado, and today I'm wearing my Tudor Blackway 32 on its bracelet.
Very nice. Good nods all round. Then no, it's actually Arthur next. You still on holiday, sir?
Yes, that's right. I'm Arthur. I'm Tick Tick Room on Instagram. Normally in the DC area near Sean, but right now down in Florida, and I'm wearing my Panerai PAM 560.
Is the right answer. And
yes, that's right.
Dave, you're up next. Where are you and what are you wearing?
I'm Dave. I'm just near Glasgow, and I'm wearing a Ploprof.
No, you see, that's quite good too, to be fair. And then Derek.
Derek. Hi, I'm Derek in Brooklyn, New York. Derek Hager on Instagram, and I'm wearing a Speedmaster Professional.
Very good. And Ricky, they all know and love you, but where are you?
Near Glasgow. That's what we're saying, is it?
Glasgow.
Near Glasgow.
That's the new.
Yeah, don't give the game away. And today, Batman, original and best, not Batgirl.
Good stuff. And I'm obviously wearing a Panerai. Anyway, so this week though, you will see that Ricky and Dave don't appear to be in the same room because they're
we've got the same background.
Same background. Can you like reach through into the other? If you put your hand out to the left, does it appear on the right hand side?
Ooh.
You've got to try something like that.
This is the penalty for live coverage. Anyway, so you see, we did prepare a running order this week. A lot of effort was put into it. People were consulted. Lots of things were discussed that should be talked about. We invited Landon on to talk about Horage, Sam on as a guest. But the reality is that we need to scrap this. And I know that Arthur agrees with me that there is only one story this week, and it's this. Look what they've done. They've produced a new Panerai. Okay, it looks exactly the same as all the other Panerais, but look at that bracelet. Look at that.
Look at those adverts.
Let's just talk about this.
Let's talk about the integrated bracelet that's not really integrated. Is that what we're talking about?
I don't care.
It's disintegrated.
Look at it. It's a thing of...
It does look really cool.
Yeah.
And I like how they use the term re-engineered, which basically means it's an excuse for it to look the same, but it's better. So
what they really mean is they fixed it.
Yeah, right.
I thought re-engineered meant they just polished the center link there.
I mean, I'll see if I can get a picture. That's. Do you think a lot of effort was put into the person that has to sit and polish that?
No.
individual logo. That's pretty cool. I do like that. I do like that. Anyway,
I'm only going to describe that as that's the same as Scottish football, which is basically snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
what you think it
It's
was
just
fine
like-
right up to that
It's
point?
it's kind of like quite nice. Oh yeah, they've gone and done it, haven't they?
And that's soccer
Just-
for our American
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Although I think
Okay.
I think the only big news story about Panerai, to be fair, today is related to their social media, which was more humorous.
What did they do
Yes,
this
I
time?
didn't see that.
So-
They started I think it was something along the lines of engaging with their kind of enthusiasts of their brand who send pictures in and they put it up on their social media. So the first one they put up was a guy wearing a fake Panerai,
Yeah, so
Aren't they all?
which is an absolute winner.
Lebanese wrist, who
Whoops.
some of us know, and he's
Mhm.
taken part in Half Watch Tuesday, and actually I think had one of his photos featured because it was a Panerai. So the chances are we've published this photo as well. By the way, they took a photo of his, put it on, and then somebody pointed out that it's not entirely legitimate. I believe that Lebanese wrist has gone, wait a minute, what do you mean this he thinks it was legitimate, so he's now going back to the person he bought it off of. So
Oh,
So you're in
that's a
trouble,
nasty-
Rick.
yes, there has been some complaints made that
Yeah.
Panerai haven't really been paying the attention they should have.
That's a
Anyway,
nasty way to find out you got a fake.
yeah, but at least you
Right,
can say,
A public
Hey.
humiliation. It's great.
Well, Dinky
Yeah.
did this last year or the year before. They produced some photos from Baselworld, and there was a guy wearing a fake GMT, and they published it.
Wow.
Happens to the
okay.
best of them.
Damn.
Indeed. Well, talking about things that absolutely positively are definitely not fake.
My watch
let's,
strap.
let's talk. Well, let's not go to your watch strap. Let's talk Horage. We have Landon on. How are you, Landon?
Yeah, good. How are you, Rick?
Not bad, not bad. Now, for those of you that have followed the story of Horage and Scottish Watches, yes, I still have the Autark on long-term loan.
You do.
Although Ricky is apparently
He's not forgotten.
He's trying to get it off me because apparently he's coming over to see you next week. He thinks that I think he'll get stopped at customs if he tries to take it. So I think it's probably best just left here.
I've got somebody coming with me that will stop any problems at customs.
Oh, is that right? Yes, you have
Mhm.
the long arm of something.
Something. Yeah.
Anyway,
Thing is,
so,
Rick, if it gets stopped at customs with a Horage, it's nothing. The watch and him being stopped are completely unrelated.
Yeah.
That may well be true. So, Landon, the story that we've covered a few times has been about your tourbillon. In fact, this little episode here, for those that haven't seen
Oh,
it, is
it's me.
Scottish Watches. It's you. Scottish Watches Talks, where you can go and look all about it. But you have this tourbillon coming out. There was a little bit of a hiccup recently in terms of production, not anything to do with yourselves. But why don't you share the story, and maybe Ricky and Dave and others that are also interested can have a wee quiz? Because I think a few of us have seen mock-ups of the tourbillon and other watches that have been produced. So tell us a bit about Horage and what's going on.
Yeah, so the tourbillon I'm wearing today and the one you're seeing there on the screen is actually one that we were producing before with Le Joupre. One of our engineers, consultants, Florian Serix, was previously the CEO at Le Joupre, and yeah, we've been working with him for a number of years. He's been very big part of our K1 automatic project, and yeah, so we were working together, and everything looked great. We were moving along with developing our watch within the tourbillon, and there were some things that we wanted to change. Florian ended up leaving Le Joupre, and some new management came in, and things just sort of went to the wayside. And so we were left with the option of developing our tourbillon now in-house. We do have an engineering firm called THE Plus, or the Plus. And at the firm, we have 7 engineers along with watchmakers. And we have currently another movement project in the work, which is K2. And we decided that in order to fulfill the orders for our customers, the right thing to do was to take this project, the tourbillon, in-house and start to develop it ourselves. And so recently, this last week, we launched an animation of what the new tourbillon would look like. If you look at the cage right there on the screen that you were showing there, Rick, it's a little bit different. Actually, it's a lot different because everything is different. We completely re-engineered the entire movement, kept the aesthetics because the aesthetics are our design, and and our look and feel, and the customers that pre-ordered had pre-ordered that movement. But we've developed the entire thing from scratch, all the gear train, everything. So we've pulled the components from our K1, K2, and yeah, developed a cage from scratch from the ground up.
Cool. And Lejeune Perret are owned by Citizen?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So part of that group. So you're now doing this yourself. How is it going?
It's going very well. It's pretty dynamic. I guess when you're faced with difficulties, you really get an idea of the power of a team. And our team came together. We have obviously Florian in the team. We have Jonas Neidecker. Ricky will be able to meet them all next week if he does show up. And for the most part, they're leading a team of young engineers. Sylvan Deutschmann, who's been working on it, has been allocating portions of this project to everybody else within the team. And through cloud cut technology, we're able to actually have multiple engineers work on the same project at the same time. And through our development of K1, we have a lot of means to, I guess you could say, optimize the movement well in advance and to get a real estimate as to how it's going to perform in the end. So this movement here, we were getting 72 hours out of it. We're going to get 100 hours out of our new one. Wow. And out of a single barrel. We also have a 0.29 gram cage weight, titanium, and also utilizing our silicone escapement, which is of our own geometry, and something that we're actually involved in all of our projects with a 3.5 hertz beat rate.
Good stuff. And I think that was one of the queries over people were making when they heard you were going to do this yourself, was how on earth we're going to do it from the ground up. But the reality is you had quite a lot of this technology already in place, and a lot of it you were already doing yourself, and you'd already been engaged with the Lejeune Perret in terms of adjustments. Anybody got any particular questions for Landon, either here or in the chat?
What's the weather to be like next week?
Should be sunny.
To the heart.
Sunny for you. Yeah.
You need to wear a hat, Ricky, with that head of yours.
Indeed.
Smooth, smooth.
It's the way your wife
really
likes
it. So there we go. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. Having seen the stuff close up, I think this is going to be absolutely cracking. I know we both enjoyed it when we did the filming, some of the stuff that you brought across. So that's that. Excellent.
You got the video of the new movement thing?
Have I got it
animation
here?
Is it on their website or on the YouTube? We can quickly load that up.
It's on YouTube. You can grab
it's on
it
YouTube.
Mm.
Oh, you see, you're challenging the technology now. So
Yeah.
it's just Horage.
Oh, oh. Did anyone see what came up there in the search history?
Yeah, shut it. Mortgage interest rates. No, I've spelled it.
Well, while you search for this, Landon, first of all, really impressive development stuff you guys are doing. I just wanted to ask, is the pricing announced for the watch? I'm not familiar. I don't know.
Yeah, so we did an initial pre-order, which was at 6,990 Swiss francs. And our second and final pre-order will be at 7,490 Swiss francs. So it's a base price, 904L stainless steel, choice of 8 different straps. As well, you have the option to get it COSC chronometer certified. And you can also upgrade to a gold case as well for 3,500, which is solid 18 karat gold, and it comes hallmarked as well.
Awesome. Seems like
Cool.
really good value there. Truly. Yeah.
I have the video, I think, queued up. So let's see if we can get this to work. Here we go. Is this the correct video, Landon? Tourbillon 1.
Yep.
This is cool. Yeah, I like this.
You like this, do you?
I do. I like it a lot.
You like this?
Flying tourbillon.
So one of the things you can see here is on the tourbillon bridge there, the indicator that we have for the seconds. It wasn't actually placed in this watch that I have in my hand. It was one of the things that we'd always wanted to add and to bring to the movement, but now that we are doing it in-house, we can actually work with it and provide that for the customers. And to do chronometer certification, you do need to have some means of measuring seconds. And you'll notice at the 3 o'clock mark on the movement that we've put a indication so that we can do chronometer certification with it.
So this will be COSC certified, as well as now having 100 hours worth of power.
Do you have any ideas to what accuracy levels you'll get? Because obviously COSC is a certain number. Are you going to beat that, do you think?
I'm quite optimistic. Obviously, it comes down to the engineering department, and when we look at things in on paper, and the proof is in the pudding when you actually put things on people's arms and test it out in the real world, and see how it works then. So we are always very conservative in what we say and what we release initially.
Yeah.
If we are saying 100 hours, that is conservative. That isn't an overestimation. So hopes are that we go over that as well. When we talk about our tourbillon cage, we're also very conservative when it comes to the weight, and therefore we're also conservative about how accurate we're going to be when it does go into production.
Good stuff. Excellent.
Did the weight or dimensions change going from 72 to 100 hours, presumably?
Well, as the cage gets lighter, significantly lighter than what this is in my hand here, that is how you can actually save a lot of energy, and you can actually increase the power reserve. You can also, when we looked at what we're doing with our K2 movement, which is coming up, which is a micro rotor movement, we are able to do a lot of things based on silicon escapement, and also playing with heavier micro rotor, along with using a more pliable mainspring. So taking some of those technologies and applying them to the tourbillon, we're able to get away with quite a bit more power reserve there.
What's the straps made out of to counter the weight?
These the leather straps. Yeah.
Oh, just leather.
Yeah, just leather. Yeah, they're made in Switzerland. We have a little video up on our YouTube site as well, our YouTube page, and you can see how all our straps are made in Switzerland. We also have our own deployment buckle as well.
Hey, Landon, Sophie. Sophie asked in the chat if you guys have any thought of going into the brick and mortar retail sales, or are you going to stay totally online?
Definitely, yeah. For the last 8 years or so, the focus has been on developing K1 movement so that we had a stable platform to actually bring into the market. So, and Horage has been the brand to demonstrate what we're doing with the K1 movement. So now that we have this movement technology established, we have our engineering firm, we have a great lineup of watches. We are looking to go beyond direct, and we do have a few retailers at the moment, but we are very, very cognizant that retail is the way forward. I mean, to touch and feel and see these timepieces is very, very imperative. And for any brand, this idea of opening up online and only being online, we know based on our market analysis that only between 7 and 10% of a total brand sale happen in the online space and direct to retail, or direct to customers. So it's really important to be in retail.
I have a question for Landon. You talked about 2 pre-order runs or production runs. I mean, is it only going to be 2, or are you going to do more than that?
Well, we planned for 2. This was a project that we had started that we were going to do. We had no inclination that we would have to make this movement in-house. So we thought, hey, we would like to have a tourbillon. Let's do this one time and go for it. Now we have a movement that we're working with. So with this tourbillon 1, we will leave this design as it is, and we'll see how things turn out in the end with the second pre-order and make plans for there into the future.
So it's possible you may use the same movement for another watch or with a different design.
Yeah, I mean, we have our engineering firm. So if we take on a project to build a movement, that needs to be utilized in other watches at some point. The end result, I mean, it's extremely expensive, as you guys know, to
yeah, develop. I imagine, yeah.
It took us 7 years to develop K1, and that went through 5 different iterations of the actual movement design. So only going through that process were we able to take on K2 and the tourbillon, and actually be able to get an idea of where we're going with this project. If we hadn't gone through those processes, we wouldn't be able to do this project. So just based on the human resources, 7 engineers working on this project alone, we need to do some things in the future with that tourbillon cage, whether it's our own projects or our engineering firm is working with another brand.
You think of outsourcing it too? That's a pretty good idea, actually.
Well, I want to test something here, because if I share this screen, it tells me on here that I can chat to you as Landon.
That's me, yeah.
At the same time as you appear to be in this. So if I say hi, Landon,
yeah.
Maybe take the caps lock off first. And spell Landon. So what happens? Is it you, or am I going to get a reply from someone else pretending to be you? So we'll see.
It's me. I'm a designer. I asked him.
Out of office on.
Chat on here, and there he goes. He does my
right. Well, moving on to some other stuff this week, and there are a couple of experts on this in the room. Is what's been happening at Doxa. And I shall take us to the James Porter and Son website, just to keep it all nice and Scottish. And Doxa have released this and a variety of them, the Doxa Sub 300. Okay, I'm going to pose a question to the Doxa experts in the room. This is £2,390, but this is the Doxa 300T. What's the difference? What's more important about the sub 300 than the 300T? Because to the untrained eye, they look pretty similar. Dave, you're a Doxa man.
This is it's a cost movement, I think, for starters.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it not? Is the other one? I think it's a better bracelet, if I remember rightly, on it as well. And what else was there? There was something else different about it. The base case is the same, I think.
No, I think.
What's that? Sorry.
I think they slimmed the case. They're making a big.
Yeah, it might be fractionally thinner.
Yeah, it's like 0.6 of a millimeter, but they made a big deal out of it, and they shrunk.
I mean, these are cool watches. Don't get me wrong; it's not a criticism.
Right.
I mean,
I think the main ones in movement, I think, is the getting up to the cost certified chronometer.
Right,
is the big move up. I mean, it's not a huge. I mean, what was the other price of the other one? 1900-ish.
Yeah,
1800. 18. Yeah, so I mean, it's not. It's just because there's a 2 in front of it. It looks markedly more expensive, but it's not. And in the grand scheme of things, what is it? 400-ish quid. More 400-500 quid more expensive. Yeah.
So who in the chat here is a Doxa fan in the room, or indeed on the chat on YouTube? Anyone in got a Doxa other than Dave? I almost bought one, but then I almost buy most things.
I have two. I have 2 of the 50th anniversary ones.
All right. Okay. What number did you get? Because I had one that was green.
I don't know. I'd have to go look.
No, I didn't buy it, so it went somewhere else. Maybe it was you.
The 200. The Doxa 200, yeah.
I have a Doxa 200.
Yeah, that's a great piece. That for the money, that's an amazing value for money watch. That watch.
Yeah, it's great, and it wears extremely well.
I had a 200 also, but I decided I didn't need the 200 and the 300s.
Yeah, I've got kind of both. I've got 2. I've got both ends of the spectrum. I've got the 200, which they did for the 130th anniversary, which is a nice kind of smaller watch, and I've got a 1500T, which is a Pro-Prof-esque sized lump of metal. Yeah,
big boy.
It's a big chunk of steel. Yeah, there's no two ways about it.
The new 300 has some new colors too. I think, if I remember right, there's like a teal and
I think they're doing the full. I think they're doing the full color palette the same as the 200. I think they've got yellow, orange, teal, dark blue, black, silver. I think it is. Yeah.
I like the dark blue with the orange accents. I think they call it the Caribbean or something like that.
Cool. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, it's a good piece. So it's a good value. I mean, it's actually quite a good value brand when you compare like for like against some of the kind of large, well-known Swiss brands, shall we say, who do dive watches. You're generally paying a third to half third less or half the price of what you're buying out of the Omega stable or anything for a kind of technically proficient watch actually. And the thing I like about Doxa more than anything is a Doxa is a Doxa. You know, it's not pretending to be anything else. It's got its own DNA, and they're stuck by it. It's a great, you know, and they're not necessarily the prettiest looking thing in the world, but they are nice watches, and their straps, the rubber straps on the new generation ones are amazing.
Yes, those rubber straps not get made in the same place, I want to say, as
RM, yeah.
Richard
Mille.
Yeah, they do, don't they? So they are.
Yeah.
The straps are amazing.
I mean, to be
think
fair,
the
you
one I like
pay for
the
them. You pay for them as well. The straps aren't cheap, but
Yeah.
they are really nicely made.
Yeah,
The whole watch probably costs less than an RM strap, though.
Yeah, but I think it was like the Doxa 200, the coloured straps. I think the straps are like, I'm
210.
thinking 200 odd quid. Yeah, and that's without a buckle as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for the
So
just for
not,
the rubber
yeah,
strap.
serious.
So it's a chunk of money against a what 1,500 quid watch.
Yes, but the straps, as you say, are very good. I tried on. I had a reserve on the 200, the limited edition one, but made the mistake of actually trying on the 1200, etc. While they got the other one out of the box, and by the time I tried on the 1200, I was like, no, I really like the larger one. I wasn't about to buy one, but the larger one I really enjoyed. So
you know, fancy the carbon?
I didn't try the carbon one on. You did. Was our carbon one still on here somewhere?
It's on our YouTube.
On
Click
the
the YouTube
channel,
button
Dave
on the
and
menu.
Ricky doing the
carbon one is
Doxa
lovely.
review.
I actually do like it. It's really nice. I mean, it is a different price point for Doxa for sure, but it's a nicely put together watch. It is ludicrously light as well.
Yes, this was the carbon review. They do seem to have been quite popular. I thought that the price of them would maybe put people off a bit, but they seem to have sold them out quite happily. Implement adverts. Here it comes in a few seconds. There we go. That was the carbon one.
Play it from
Oh,
the
that
start,
guy's
you'll get
cool.
the montage.
The montage. There we go.
There you go.
I'll stick on some
Team
sound
America.
as well.
Yeah, I really like that one. It's a good review too.
There's Dave's wrist.
Yeah, that was Ricky's nice editing skills. So there you go. Very well done.
What's your
That's my
driveway?
driveway.
Is that what it was? Good stuff. Good stuff.
Freshly weeded.
So yeah, I do enjoy Doxa. So that was a good release this week. I think it'll be incredibly popular. They do.
I think the first few carbon ones have hit the market, because I think I've seen a couple of folk in Australia and a couple of folk in continental Europe seem to have posted pictures wearing them now.
Mr. Rex
So
has got one. He did an unboxing with Jodie.
yeah, and I think the guys at the Porter Simon was saying I think they're due to get theirs in a week or so, so they're not far away, I think.
Good stuff. Well, obviously, do we know if our discount code works for this in Porters?
Not Doxa and not Zim.
Not Doxa.
Oh.
So just tell them that we sent you.
I know.
That we sent you if you want one. I'm sure they'll do you a deal.
Well,
It does-
me and Dave have got a watch to talk about that we can't talk about until Monday.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
we do.
That's no use for a
This.
live show then.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right.
That's the one.
okay,
I actually
so-
messaged the guy
Okay,
before we did
that's-
the live show and said, I'm doing a live thing on YouTube. Not many people will watch it. Is it okay to do a wrist check with this? No, 100% not.
Well, now that I've put you on speaker view, can you actually just do what you just did? You need to say something so that it puts you on full
Well,
screen.
right,
Isn't it
okay.
what We've got Gigi.
I can't show the buckle and I can't show the watch because it says what it is, but check out Monday.
You already showed the
Yeah.
buckle.
Ah, but it was small.
It was
Yeah.
far away.
I
Perspective.
think I'm going to like
Google.
that watch very much.
I think
I think
are going to like
There's-
that watch very much.
It's actually it's a really cool piece, and it's really nice. Actually, I think it will appeal to a huge number of people.
Good stuff, good stuff. So that was Doxa. Other thing we had out this week, which I think we've already spoken about in the podcast, but it'd be good to get everybody's feedback on what they think about it. And this is on a Blog to Watches sight is this new Oris,
I love this.
the Gangnam
Yep.
Style Oris.
It's green.
So it is very green. There is no doubt
Yeah.
this is a green watch.
The
So
the Aquis is absolutely Oris's little secret. I think, you know, everyone just looks at Diver 65s and all the other stuff they do, but the Aquis is a really nicely made watch actually for the money, and it just doesn't get a lot of love compared to
It's
the
better
other.
built. It's better built than the Diver 65. Like
It's solid
twice,
lump.
twice as better. I mean, the Diver
Mhm.
65 is a little like, you know, shaky and stuff. The Aquis is just rock solid. It's fantastic.
So
Should we
Arthur,
call-
Sean, Sam, what do you think of this particular Oris? Would it be a buy or a sell or a hold, as they say?
I'm not a huge fan of green watches, but I do have a proposal. Could we call it like the Bruce Banner, because it's like the Hulk's, you know,
I was thinking the same
lower
thing.
lower form or something like that? I don't know.
I call it the Yoda, but that makes sense.
Intellectual Hulk.
I like it. I think it's a really I like the green because you never see a green watch, and it's something very out of character. And I also I like the size of it. I mean, I could never wear it, but I think a lot of people will look really good on.
It's funny you say that though, because other Sam, who's been on some of these, so she wanted last year, she was going on holiday for like a big holiday to Australia, and you know, she's what height? She's like 5'5", 5'6", quite very slim, and she wanted a kind of sporty watch, and actually that's what she ended up getting, was an Aquis, because they do the two different sizes. They do the smaller one as well, and she wanted the one with that kind of minty greeny blue fade dial on it.
Love that
and
one.
she now wears it all the time, and she was scared as well. She was like, "Oh, it's a big watch. I don't think I'll be able to carry it off." And she says, "No problem." She says, "Once you get used to it, it's more just getting used to the weight." She said, and once you used to the weight, she said, it's not. It doesn't seem like a big watch. It's like, I think it looks
wearing it
great.
at the beach this week as well.
She was actually, yeah. She wears
Yeah,
it.
there's
She
some pictures of
genuinely
it.
does. She genuinely does wear it a lot. She wanted a nice kind of watch that she could bang about on holiday in Australia, take it in the sea and stuff. And she thought, even if I just wear it for that and sell it when I get back, and she's kept it. And she does quite literally wear it weekly, and you know, it really does well. And I think you're right. I think a lot of folk who've maybe got small wrists or ladies or whatever think that's too chunky a watch, but yeah, it's a great looking piece on most people.
Don't you think they could have chosen a better name? Hangang. I mean,
well, it's a river though, isn't it? It's because this is part of their series of the different rivers.
It does sound a little like, you know, to the uninitiated, Hangang. Yeah. Okay. But it's yeah.
Does the Clyde need?
They should just change the name of the river.
Yeah. Okay. Good idea. Let's do that.
I thought that's what Oris is raising money for, just to change the name of the river, right?
I do like the continual seconds, because normally on the Aquis it's a center mounted second. I think we discovered when we looked up live on the podcast.
That I edited to sound like we knew what we're talking about.
Did we edit that bit out when we searched?
No change there then.
Not at all. Did you like the edit at the start of the podcast? Anyone that's heard it?
Yeah, I seem to have come off worse as usual in our podcast and editing, which is only going to draw near the day that I actually need to learn to edit podcasts so that I can get my own back on one or two of these.
Yeah,
these
I think you're pretty safe, Ricky. Then
we're good to go for another 200 episodes.
Yeah. There's no hurry on me introducing that. Another new boy this week. Just very quickly.
That's nice.
Flieger. I just discovered that this has been out. I quite like this, which is why I thought I'd just throw it in. This is from Fortis. This isn't Houdinky.com. Fortis by Compact. Yay or nay?
It says Flieger, but it doesn't look like a Flieger.
It's a hard no from me.
Is that right? I think it's. I don't know how much it is. I think it's reasonable. Some nice orange accents on it. I quite like that.
Doesn't look like a Fortis at all.
Nothing Fortis have done recently is anything like. They're good at stuff like the Cosmonauts and stuff like that.
That's because they get bought over.
Yeah, I know, but they've just not kept the aesthetic. It's not.
Well, there you go. That segment didn't last long. That's
you like it? So sod you.
Anyway, we noticed today that our interloper is missing. So we have formally sacked Zach because he's been writing for the Australians. But before he left in shame and infamy, taking his deck chair with him from.
How tall is he?
Scottish Watches. Well, I mean, I don't know whether it's because if he's in Australia and therefore standing upside down, does it make him taller?
Can we call him Weezak?
Well, Weezak. So Weezak has written an article on the G-Shack Dragon Ball Z.
The G-Shack.
G-Shock.
G-Shag.
Do any of you guys have any more of an idea who or what Dragon Ball Z is than either myself or Ricky?
Too old for that.
Yeah. It's a
Who's
cartoon.
the youngest here?
It's a cartoon, isn't it?
It's
Who's the youngest?
Some kind of anime.
Arthur, Sam, you two are youngies.
No, I don't. Nope.
I
I'm
think-
not a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was once. Maybe that makes me qualified to speak. Sean, you were starting to say something.
Yeah, I was in the 90s as a child, and it was on Cartoon Network, so I may have a little bit of experience. It almost got the nostalgia buy from me, but I think it's a little too loud. But it's a long-standing anime series, and Zach made a few puns in there, so I think it was very well timed, and it's a cool-looking watch if you're a fan of the show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's a good draw if you're if you're like a young maybe interested in watches. Why not go for it?
Yeah, I mean, I used to watch it when I came home from school every day, but the problem with this watch is I'm no longer a 12-year-old boy. So
yeah,
that's the issue for me.
So as experts then on the topic of Dragon Balls, is this the sort of thing that's going to appeal to you if you are still that 12-year-old boy? Are you buying one of these?
I mean, I almost bought it because of the 12-year-old boy inside me. So,
Fair, Sean, fair.
Careful.
I've been keeping my mouth shut for about 5 minutes.
There's a delay.
You cannot say things like that
Rick-
when me and Ricky are on. You
Rick
cannot
was saying
say
because
things like
we're experts on this, and I thought, what, 12-year-old boys, Rick? Really? Something you want to
Yeah.
admit?
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
dear.
I knew this was going to go badly wrong as soon
Rick
as we
will fix
started down that particular route. So there we go. Anyway.
that was another regional joke there, Ricky.
We need to watch that in the replay. Right.
I think the thing is though that it really does play to that brand's though tie-ups because there's a big. I think it's still quite a big anime thing with Dragon Ball Z because although it's a kids cartoon, I think it's still quite a big anime with adults in kind of Japan with cartoons like a lot of these things are. So it will definitely appeal to folk.
And is it Dragon Ball Z
Yeah, I think
or
so.
Dragon Ball Z?
Z over
That
here.
in the UK, Z in the States.
Right, okay. Because
Z.
I've decided that I'm not voting for Kamala Harris because she called it Legos in her speech. So that's it. I'm backing Don. I'm not that I get a say or anything, but I'm
I
backing
think
Donald
you
all
guys
the way.
watching like the vacuum Hoover debate over here. Like we use Legos because it's kind of generic to refer to all kind of building block toys. The same way you refer to vacuums as Hoovers, where we would never say that. So Legos is okay over here.
You just need to accept that you're wrong and just deal with it. It's fine.
The clue to the language in
We're
its
never
name.
wrong. We just dig in more.
Good stuff. Sorry, Dave, go on.
I can't remember. I lost my train of thought.
Okay, well, we'll move on then to the Hong Kong Clock and Watch Fair. This has been cancelled. Unfortunately, Philogius isn't able to make it today. I don't know if anybody else has ever been to this. Any takers? Landon, have you been to
No, not
this or anyone from Horage been to this? I don't know to what extent this is a big deal. I mean, obviously it's a big deal. It's another show that's been cancelled, but whether it has a knock-on effect, because I think quite a lot of vendors go to this that sell parts that go, that folk buy when they buy their bits and pieces sourced from China. That a lot of the sourcing is done at this show.
Yeah, I think
Frank,
that's right.
But if nobody knows anything else about it, then I'll move on.
Well, what I'm interested in is it really COVID that's delaying it, or is it the other situation in Hong Kong that's really is what can't?
That's a
Are
good
you
point. I
smelling a
don't know.
conspiracy?
I mean, either way,
Potentially.
yeah, I'm just a little concerned about maybe it's other things and not the pandemic.
Yeah. I don't know what the situation is in Hong Kong. It's not been on the news recently. in terms of the latest political situation over there and everything that's also going on with COVID. I haven't heard.
If you see me in Floatlight looking down the way and smiling, it's because we've got a back channel where all the jokes we're not allowed on the show are getting text between us.
Right. Okay, that's good. You don't want
We've got to get them out of our system, because if we do it live, if we do it live, we're going to jail.
Okay, that's good to know, guys. Good to know.
Yep.
Right. So moving on from there, we have, if I can find it, which I tried to talk about in this week's show, but was ruled out. And I suppose this opens up a bit more of a debate. This is Tag Heuer.
When did you say? What do you mean you're ruled out?
Yeah.
Well, I started. You said I could only talk about one watch, and I had two.
Oh, we ran out of time.
I spoke about the other one.
Yeah, we just ran out of time.
I do quite like this, but the debate is: would you buy a watch that is really heavily branded like this? I can understand the kind of G-Shock, whereby it's a few $100. But
why has it got a brick wall in it?
Omegas that are heavily branded with James Bond or Tag that appears to have a brick road on it.
I mean, this is also the same as the Omega, isn't it? It's like, why would you buy a Formula One for the Indianapolis 500?
Right. What's up with that? Different motorsport.
Exactly. It's like getting a bit confused there, boys.
So have we identified, as well as the watch lock, the Hodinkee travel clock, and the 50-meter water-resistant Omega yachting
sailing watch,
and the Luxwee?
The Luxwee, that this is also a bit tone deaf. It's quite nice.
And that is actually a brick wall.
Yeah, that is a brick
wall. Is that what it's to symbolise?
Is it not a tire tread?
I believe the original.
I don't know. What is it?
The original track there, I think, was paved in bricks, like decades ago. Yeah.
Was it brick for the corners? For this?
Yeah,
ramps?
something like that. Yeah, it's long paved over, of course, but I think that's the history there. You know, I love motorsports, but any motorsport themed watch often just goes a bit over the top and gets a bit tacky for me. They just seem to push it a little too hard.
There's a lot going on just in the whole watch. I just can't get over. Like, where would you wear it? Like, casually, I guess? I don't know.
To the Indianapolis 500.
Oh, true. That doesn't even open, right?
When they do.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
If you did this Indianapolis 500, would all your mates not just go, "What are you doing, you idiots? You like a complete prat."
It's like wearing the band T-shirt to the concert, right?
Exactly.
Right.
You could wear it in Scotland and people would think we're a yes voter.
Freedom. Anyway, talking about, is this more acceptable as a car watch tie-up? Lamborghini and a Roger Dubuis.
Yes, love these things. I think I nearly broke one of these ones.
They both have a similar approach to aesthetics.
Loud.
Because that's a watch that you wear when you just want to look classy.
In the dark.
It's ghastly.
Yeah. Like, who are they marketing this to? Like, are they marketing it to like a 12-year-old boy as well? And like,
Rick,
what's going on? Like,
boy question.
Yeah.
You got your
that's like one of those things that if you bought the Lamborghini and they gave you a free watch, you'd leave it in the showroom.
Right,
so
Landon,
bad.
You've been quite quiet.
Yeah.
I know that might be because you don't want to insult all your colleagues that work for all these other industries.
He's Canadian.
This because you're Canadian. Yeah, we haven't had a sorry. Can you just say sorry in advance?
Can you say sorry, please?
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So this is a $200,000 watch. Okay, it's got 2 tourbillons in it and all this other gubbins. If Horage were to make this exact same watch, what would you charge?
We don't copy.
All right. Okay.
Oh, good answer.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Almost as good as why use 2 turbines when you can use one very efficient one?
Yeah, exactly.
How much is the car?
How much technology goes into that car? Or let's say,
the car is 3.5 million.
okay, so we have
it's 1/10 of the car.
Yeah.
I'd still say the car's
Let's
a
bring
better
it down
value.
to a $200,000 car.
Keep up to service the car.
That goes into that compared to a double tourbillon watch. I mean, the watch doesn't take you anywhere.
I mean, do you think you could accelerate the Lamborghini sufficiently fast that both turbulins would just come off their axles?
Yeah.
Be rattling around. I don't know. You're never going to see one of these. You're never going to see the car, let alone the watch. So there we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, Gigi, you had an article for us this week.
No, yeah, the one about watch renting.
A quick summary. This is part one of a two-part. First of all, has anybody ever been tempted by any of either the watch rental things that are out there or the more watch potlucks where you pay a fee and you get sent a random watch?
The watch gang stuff?
Yeah, that kind of watch gang side of things. Anyone ever been tempted? No, no one's.
I think if you look at it if you look at industries that have tried that before, if you look at the world of photography, why aren't people going out and renting a very expensive camera so they can have it and try it out? Of course, nowadays everybody has a mobile phone with a good camera.
We'll do that.
Even in the earlier days, people didn't do that, and only professionals are going out and renting professional camera equipment for a job or a gig or what have you. And as far as when it comes to a watch, if you look at it, you likely might rent it for a special occasion. Or you
I don't get it. What's the point?
I don't know.
What's the point? I mean, just wear a Seiko, wear a G-Shock. I mean, what's the point of renting an expensive watch? It just,
I'll tell you.
I mean, it's, go.
Right. There was a video Paul Thorpe put out, and he said that they had a returns policy in his shop where if you bought a watch, you couldn't return it on Monday because people were buying watches, using them to go and get married or whatever, and then return it on the Monday for a refund.
Well, that's free. Then basically you can then do it for free. You don't have to go to these rental guys then. Just go to Paul Thorpe if he opens his shop again and do that. No, but actually I was amazed. I didn't know that there was a phenomenon like that. I had no idea that, that this even existed. Then Rick said, go and have a look, do your research. And I was amazed to see how many outfits there are out there that do this. I just picked 4. But I could have gone on and on and on, and everybody, each one of them has their own conditions and terms.
Gigi,
basically, yeah.
Gigi, you've been ripped off. Rick has just sent you on an errand to do some fact finding for his latest Ponzi scheme.
Oh dear.
Rats.
Okay, well. Oh, now we found out exactly why that was.
Wasn't for you pesky kids. Yeah, so what's coming next, Gigi? You've got a part 2 to this.
Part 2 is part 1 was the rent-a-watch, rent and probably mostly choose the watch, mostly because it depends how much you pay per month. Some of the plans will give you won't even give you a choice. They will give you a pick out of a certain number of watches. The second part will be, like you said, like Watch Gang. It's the kind of book of the month club kind of thing. So like you pay X amount of euros or pounds per month, and you will get like a random watch. And I was having a look, and it's like, oh God, I mean, who would ever want to wear one of those watches? And what they tell you is, you're gonna pay like 20 a month, and you're gonna get a watch that's worth 5 times that. And I was thinking, like, this is Invicta pricing. They're gonna give you an Invicta for like $20, and then with a tag on it that says $1,000. I mean, crazy. So I mean, if anybody's like stupid enough or thick enough to do that, but
I mean, are we just all inveterate snobs? Is that the problem?
No, we're not. I mean, I think that people that spend their money wisely, except the float light, and
shots fired.
Okay,
I can't swear because this is live.
No, it's a nightmare.
I'll bleep you if you want.
Hang on.
I would say we are snobs, but that doesn't make that a good value.
Feeling better.
But apart from that, just save up for your watch. I mean, what's the point of giving these guys even £50 a month? Save up and get what you can afford. I mean, the watch doesn't make the man makes the watch. I mean, everybody who's a watch nerd really knows that. So what's the point of showing up with a Batman, which is not yours, you rented it, or if showing up with a Daytona, which isn't yours, you're renting it. It's not a tool. I agree with Landon when he says, if you want to rent a camera, but a camera is a tool. You know, you rent it
Mhm.
because you can't afford
Right.
the camera, so you rent it for a week. You do your job, you make money with it, hopefully, and then you give it back. But a watch is just
Yeah.
useless. What's the point of renting it? I mean,
It's probably the same.
yeah.
To me, that's though the same as, you know, these kind of supercar clubs, you know, that you buy
Exactly.
into. You
Exactly the same
you pay
thing.
whatever it is, hundreds of pounds
Or
or
thousands of yeah.
thousands a
Mhm.
month.
Yeah.
Drive a
And
Lambo.
you can drive a fancy car 10 days a year or whatever, you know. And to be honest, it's the same. It'll be exactly the same mentality of people of, I want to have an image that I push out that's
Exactly.
look how successful I am, but I'm not really.
It's
But
bollocks.
I don't get it. But the problem is there's a business model because there's plenty of people do it.
Mhm.
So
It's good. It's
I
good
could
business
see-
for the. It's good
yeah.
business for the business, but not for the people.
I could
Fun
see
stuff.
like why people gravitate towards it, just because like you guys rent tuxes for weddings and you'll never wear it again. And I think that's kind of part of the whole thing. Like, well, getting married hopefully once, and I want a nice watch. I
Oh,
think
how
that's kind
naive you are.
yeah.
See, the thing is, in Scotland, it's slightly different because you buy a kilt
Oh yeah.
and then you keep that for your life.
Yeah.
So we don't. I've never rented a tux in this country.
if you can still fit in your kilt when you get married, Rick, I'll be amazed.
Well, A, I am married, and B, I did. So there we go. I'm now a skelf in comparison to what I used to be before lockdown. I
You're a
have
forest
lost all
beforehand.
the weight that you put on. Oh, what was that?
Nothing.
Okay, yeah, thank
Gigi.
you, thank you.
So it's all relative.
Gigi,
Good
one
stuff.
quick question. Did
Oh.
you see anything about like fakes? Like, are these people, when you send the watch back, are they like doing a authenticity check every time someone's sending the watch back? Or because I'd be
I
worried
hope they do. I mean, I hope they do for their
Well,
own
buying a
sake.
super clone. Like, someone could just buy a super clone and send the super clone back to them, and they're not watch
Yeah.
people. They don't know, and like you get a free Batman that way from people.
Or
I
they're
think
all
there's
fakes in
a
the first
security
place.
Or they're all
deposit.
fake in the
Yeah.
first place. Yeah.
Some of them will ask for a deposit. Some will ask for extra insurance because you could always lose the watch. Oh, I just lost the Batman, so you know insurance pays for it. But then again, that would be fraud if you get caught. I don't think it's worth it. But I don't know. I mean, if somebody does like do a Chris Essery and send back a fake watch, I mean.
Especially like,
You know, I hope they do check the serial numbers on them at least, not you know, but who knows? We
Who
can
do
try
we know
that.
that's
We'll
got
try.
a super clone Rolex? Dave, who do we know that's got a super clone Rolex that makes videos?
Oh yeah, we
Mm.
know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have to suggest that one.
Good stuff. Right, well, that's us drawing to a close. Have we got any other competent business? Anything anyone else wants to mention, talk about? It doesn't need to be watches, can just be something exciting that's happening the next week, watches or otherwise. We'll start with yourself, Landon. Just tell us what's happening this coming week with Horage. What's the next stage we're going to hear about with regards to the tour we're on?
Yeah, so actually next week, next Saturday, for anybody who is in Switzerland, we will
Me.
have a small open house for anybody who would like to come. Obviously, we're taking precautions into play, and you know we're taking precautions seriously. So definitely, if anybody would like to stop by, we have hopefully Ricky coming to visit.
Where
And
is Switzerland? Where?
Switzerland?
Where
Gigi heard
in-
freebies and is on
From
his
where
way.
you are? Or? Yeah.
Oh,
Where
no,
in Switzerland? Oh, in Biel, in Bienne.
because I'm going to be close to Switzerland next weekend. So who knows? I may come. I'll drive through.
Hop over.
Come on.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
Rick. I'll write to Ricky and maybe be able to get like together. That wouldn't be a bad idea, actually.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
So we're having that, and then following that, in probably in the first part of autumn, we'll start a bit more with our Tourbillon One project and look at begin our final pre-order, and then we'll move to our K2 micro rotor project, which will be coming up and be able to share more of that with the world. So that's what's going on in the Horage world.
Excellent. And Sam, as our guest, second guest today, you're not honestly filling in just because we needed to find somebody called Sam to come on the show. It's a pure
No, I was so happy you asked. This is awesome. I love it.
What are you looking forward to in this coming week? Anything you know is coming in the news, or just something completely non-watch related?
I'm looking forward to I don't even know what day it is anymore. So I'm looking forward to the weekend, I guess. I don't know.
That's tomorrow. You don't have long to wait.
Oh, it is? Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for the weekend.
Good stuff. And anybody else before we say goodbye?
Well, we've got stuff coming out. We've got
We do.
an interview episode Monday with somebody.
that we
And it's
can't
another
mention.
unreleased watch.
Show us the watch again.
Oh, God.
You need to make some noise. All right.
Yeah, it's got a nice strap on. So that's coming out Monday. We've got a video maybe tonight, if I can be bothered finishing it, which is the Zenith one with me and floaters. And then there's more videos before I head off to Horage. And I did an interview with Martin from Martin's of Glasgow, which will go out for next Friday maybe. And it's really good.
How is Martin?
He's great.
Good.
He brought
Excellent.
some really nice watches over. So
Cool.
got some good video with them.
Good. And Arthur, you are eventually coming home.
Yeah, heading back to DC tomorrow, but in time to do live with Dan on Sunday, as we do, noon Eastern, 5 p.m. UK. Also, just Red Bar Global's gone virtual, so maybe that's a lead-in for Dave to say something about that.
Yes, Dave,
That's
take it away.
exciting.
I'll even put you on speaker view.
God. Well, the emails all went out over the last couple of days, so have a look at your emails, and there's a link in there for registering. It's completely free. It's obviously in light of we had to push back the in-person global from September provisionally to May next year. At the same weekend that it was going to be on, we're doing a virtual one. If you've got the email, get registered by this weekend. You can register after, to be fair, but get registered by this weekend because there's a few things that some of the brands are doing that involves us supplying them lists of people's details for them to get stuff to you. So the weekend is a cut-off for that. So make sure you sign up for it as well by this weekend.
I read the terms and it said swag.
Correct.
Freebies.
That's the one.
Rick,
If you want
did you
all
hear
your,
that?
if you want all your swag,
Mm-hmm.
get your
Here's my dad.
registration in.
I don't know if anybody saw Adam's thing last night with Grand
Yeah.
Seiko. He
Wow.
was very, very drunk. Or high. Not sure which it was. It was very funny.
What's new?
But that's the what's new. That's the Red Bar Crew. I don't actually see anywhere on the website that talks about 2020.
Go to Instagram.
It was an email that came through.
It was an email to everybody because if we
Yeah.
put the link out in the public, you can imagine.
Right.
But no, if you look on, if you're registered for any Red Bar globally, you should have had an email either yesterday or the day before, or maybe today,
Yeah.
and it'll have all the details on it.
Good stuff. Well, thank you for that. If no one has anything else to say, then we shall say cheerio. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed this. We've been on for an hour, so if you managed to survive this long, then well done. We have a podcast coming out on Monday. Arthur and Dan's show is live on Instagram on Sunday, and then will be repeated Monday or Tuesday next week. There's plenty happening. Check out Horage. Follow all the gang. You can see all their monikers for Instagram on their screen names here, except Ricky.
We might do a little bit of Instagram live from Horage when we're over next Saturday as well.
Oh, well,
Cool.
accent. That'll encourage him to come.
Yeah.
Gigi
can do some camera work if he turns up.
Good
Yeah, I'll
stuff.
try to. I'm gonna plan that. I'll see. It's a good idea. We'll try.
Good stuff.
Dave, what are
Excellent.
you
Well,
doing
thank
next
you
weekend?
all very much.
Me?
So...
Yep.
Oh, is he going as well, is he?
60 quid return tickets. Go on.
Sounds good.
Go
When
on.
are you going out? When are you going out? Friday.
Friday back Monday
this
morning.
makes great video. You do planning your holidays.
Romantic weekend away.
Oh, well,
A couple of packets.
when this finishes, I'll come through from the bedroom to the living room and we can chat about it, okay?
Dave, love you so.
Anyway, it's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from all of them. Say goodbye.
Bye bye.
Say goodbye.
Bye.